Hey, it's your girl, Outrageous Karina. Shout out Outlook Uncut.
How could you cattle me? Show partners is out with you. Everything you telling me is not the truth.
5 FM KZCT Ozcat Radio Underground slaps on your Saturday night. DJ Flashback in the mix. And as I promised you, y'all, we got San Jose's finest. We got the one, the only. We got Outrageous Karina in the building. What's up?
Man, what's good with you? How you doing?
And so now you in San Jose, what got you into rapping? What first started you off?
Okay, I was about 8. I was about 8. I don't know, and I just always really like music. I love listening to music over and over, like the same albums, and I wanted to like sing, but I just didn't have that voice on me naturally, and I didn't really have anybody to teach me how or anything like that. So I needed a way to like express myself, and I don't know, I wrote like my first song, and then I was like, and I was about 8, and I remember
You was only 8?
Yeah, and I remember
Wow.
I would just sing it over and over again, and then it would get to the point where I didn't write to beats or anything because I had nobody teach me. I didn't know, so I would just write like songs, and then like when I came home, like instead of listening to music, I would just like perform my little songs, and that would be like my MP3 player. Like I was my own MP3 player. So then I would just like sing my own songs, and I had the verses and the hooks and the, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
I would do that a lot. And then when I turned,
She's like, and then when I turned 9.
Nah, that was all the way. So I was, I don't know, like 13 in middle school, and then middle school I was like doing like rap battles at lunch and stuff.
Okay.
It was funny. It was heartless. I mean, it was harmless, but you know, it was funny. And then I was like, this is like really fun, and I kept writing songs. And then by the time I hit like, I think my freshman year, I came up on a $20 mic, and then I had Sony Acid on my computer. And then I had a mixer that my dad had because he tried to like DJ my graduation party or something. And so he went out and bought a whole mixer. He never gonna use it again. So I like swooped up on it.
Right.
And then attached everything and figured out how it worked. And then I started like making songs, and I was like, ooh, look at this.
You like, it's on now.
Yeah, I was like, you know, but I still never set foot in a studio till like my sophomore year. Maybe junior. I think junior. Because when I first went to the studios, they weren't studios. They were like people's garages and houses.
Right.
There's no booth or anything.
It was like a mic in the corner, and
it wasn't
and
even
in
like
someone's room over here, and the dirty socks over here.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was usually garage band. You know.
Right.
Thought we was doing something.
And so now you've definitely come a long way since then, though, and you brought me this brand new EP.
Yes.
And the name of the EP is called Evil.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about this EP. As a matter of fact, you brought the producer who did all the beats, and he did all the editing, all the mixing on it too, right? He's in the building. What's your name, fam?
Hey, Nate Hendricks.
Nate Hendricks in the building, man. And so now, how long did you guys work on this album here?
We started like in the summer 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so had you already made the beats, or did you make the beats particularly for her album, or how did you guys kind of come together?
We didn't have like a particular like set time. I didn't like send her no music. We just I would like start working on the song. She'll come up with a hook for it. We would like working on the songs together. It's actually pretty dope. Yeah.
Okay. And so how'd you guys first meet?
Like a while ago, I was like 15. I met her at Stay Tuned, I think, like briefly.
No, I think I met you at Stay Tuned.
Yeah, like
I thought I met you at the
like
station.
KZCT too, yeah.
Yeah, when we came out with Low Key, I met him. I was like, oh. And then we were cool.
Try to send her some beats, work with my beats.
Oh, here we go with this. Nah, he sent me a beat.
She was trying to get some free beats. Is that what it was?
No, he sent me the beat, and I kind of slept on the beat. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't mean to.
Hey, you know what?
But it worked out though. Eventually, we good. We smooth.
Right?
Yeah.
You got a whole EP together now. So that one little beat, that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, with that beat. Nah, and then we stayed in contact sometimes. Like I'll see him at events and stuff, and then we just became cool. Like, it's really like my little brother. Like, really, really, for real. You know what I'm saying?
I could tell.
Kill for him. You know
I could tell
yeah.
y'all be teasing each other and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like, oh yeah, they like family right
yeah,
now.
sneak this guard over here. Nah, and then you know, we just like hung out a lot and stuff, and then I was going through some things like family issues and all that, and sicknesses and stuff, and you know, he was going through what he was going through, and it was kind of like we just like. One night it was late and we were in the studio, not really coming up with anything, and then I had this hook in my head that I came up with a long time ago, and it's the evil hook. And then I kind of started like, we played around with it, and I put words and stuff in it, and then he started making the beat, and it just, that's how evil started, with evil. It kind of started like that, and from there, we just kept going.
And so, yes, let's talk about the title. Why did you name the album that? And this album, it really does have a certain type of feel, some type of way, like you may be trying to get rid of some old baggage, or maybe trying to, you know, got some fake friends, everybody know how we got them haters. So let's just talk about a little bit about the album, about the whole concept.
So, evil, it's crazy, because if you spell love backwards, it does spell evil. But the reason that we spelled it the way that we did is because, like, love in itself is, like, such a big word. It's like its own statement. It's its own sentence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why we capitalize the L and put the period at the end. It's a sentence. So when stuff starts going backwards, you know, you flip it backwards and it's evil. So that's why the punctuation in the capital is the way it is, you know.
And you know what? It seems like in so many situations, too, love, it really can turn evil.
It does.
Even with family members, even with friends.
Yeah, all that.
It's tough, and it really is a situation that we all have to deal with sooner or later.
Exactly. You can't escape it.
You can't escape it.
Everything starts out decent.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting here with outrageous Karina. She's in the building from San Jose, California. Now, this next question I want to ask you. Now, historically, female artists usually have a much harder time making it. So, did you really find that on your journey, on your way to the top? I know you maybe ain't quite at the pinnacle yet, but you're definitely on your way there.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this and been, shooting videos and been in studios since I was 16. So it wasn't easy, but I was fortunate enough to kind of get surrounded by people who I still have around today that I could trust, and a lot of girls don't get that luxury, and I think that's part of the problem and why it's so difficult, because when you're a girl and you're independent, you're strong, and you have a hustle, a lot of guys, instead of seeing that like as a, I don't know, not guys and just normal people, but like people who own studios or producers, or you know what I'm saying, they'll
right.
find a girl who doesn't know how to do anything and is kind of like lost, like, well, what do I do? And they kind of jump on that and take advantage and turn stuff into stuff it doesn't need to be turned to. You know, and I know a lot of people do go through that, and I was fortunate enough to kind of curve that, but a lot of people aren't. So it's really just lack of having a good solid team around you, I think, is a big problem, and that's probably why.
Support good hip hop, real music, real Bay Area hip hop, from someone right out of the Bay doing their thing. You know. And so now let's talk a little bit about your writing and your recording process. How'd that work for you guys when you did the album? Did you go in the studio and did he have the song already ready, and then did you write to it, or did he send you the song and then you wrote it at home, or how'd that work?
We mostly did them together. So we would start the beat, and I might come up with a hook idea, and then we might lay the hook and he might build the rest of the beat, but we always start usually with the music, and then the hook comes, and then he'll finish the beat, and then I'll either write like by myself or there. It just kind of depended. and then we lay it. But usually we work together.
So do you come in? Are you like one take Jay? You like to come in and, just kill it,
Never.
or do it take you once or twice?
I wish. And then when I mess up, like at the beginning of my take, I'll be like, all right, one take Jay, let's go.
She actually did kill the How Could You second verse one take.
Yeah. How could you on the second verse was one take Jay, but everything else, you know, because this has to be like.
It's tough. It's tough.
It has to be perfect without sounding perfect. You know what I'm saying? So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so once again, where did you guys record the album at?
We did it. We started at PMP Studios in Union City, and then we would just do most of the production there, and then at Tune Studios we would kind of record some other things. And our process is funny because we have to talk like for at least like an hour before we start anything.
Okay.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Chop it up and laugh and be stupid, and then come back to reality.
Absolutely.
Because it just like helps. It helps everything.
It does, though.
Yeah.
It does.
Everybody should do that.
So now, where do you see yourself going in the next 3 to 5 years, say?
Man, hopefully just elevated. I don't really like to be like, because I used to be like, oh yeah, I want to be doing this by I'm 21 and this by I'm 22, and nothing really goes according to plan. It might be better than what you expected or worse, so I just want to be elevated and higher.
Are you trying to get signed? Do you want to stay independent? Are you really hoping to go national? Or
I think I definitely want to go national for sure, but like maybe in a different way. Like I don't necessarily need to be like a superstar or anything.
Right.
That doesn't really concern me. I just want to be really, really, really good at what I do, and I want to be able to like master what I'm doing, and as well as like help other people with their sound and create other people's sounds, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to like get more in the songwriting game as well, but definitely like master what I'm doing as far as making music and kind of finding a new sound and doing something new and different, because a lot of everything is kind of not, and a lot of people are in this box because the industry is almost like a scary thought to not be in the box that everybody's in, because it's like, oh, if I'm in the box and if I go out of the box with this, they're not gonna mess with me, and you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a stress to be the same. Yeah. And I want to get rid of that because it's irritating.
Absolutely.
And it blocks your creative process and what you're trying to do, and it waters down your soul, I think, in a way. That's kind of like, yeah.
Everybody don't need to sound like I Am Sue.
They don't.
Everyone don't need to be like HBK. I mean, it really takes that unique artist is the one who's going to stand out every time.
Yeah, it's just everybody doesn't need to talk about the same thing, or you know what I'm saying, or stay in the boom, boom, you know, like we got Nate, and we might not have a what song we didn't have a what on?
We didn't have a snare.
Yeah, we didn't have a snare on. What's
right.
I'm ready.
Yeah, like you know, like it's different. Like we might use nothing electronic-y sounding, or we might use everything digital sounding, like, or we might mix the two, which we did, or I might stop rapping for 8 bars and let him do his thing and then come back in. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like there's everything's so structured and has to be this way, and it's kind of, I don't know, let's shake it up.
It don't need to be, you know, bridge, a hook, then 16, a bridge, hook, 16, and
especially if it's not for the radio, especially if it's like a B track or whatever, just on your album. Yeah. Why does it have to be a structure? It shouldn't have to be. What if we just want a bridge and a verse? Right. And then a hook. And then a bridge again.
And you know the funny thing is like my show, all the music I pick is the music that sounds unique to me, and the stuff that's not the same, because what I don't want is 5 hours of the same type of beat playing over and over again.
When you tune in an hour later and it's like, was that? Oh, it's not the same song, but it might as well be.
Exactly. And so you do have lots of different types of the you know, hip hop. You got people that are really you know, maybe the gangster side. You got people like Mozzie, and then of course you got people like the, you know, out of Oakland, you got, you know, the hieroglyphics and people like them who do a totally different style of rapping. And so we really try to highlight and showcase all those different types. And I'm really, really glad that you're sticking outside of the box and that you're not following anybody's patterns, because that's what makes me like you.
Thank you. And I'm not knocking anybody who does make like music that's pretty common. Or I'm not knocking them because I mean I get it, but I just don't. I want my message and what I'm trying to get out is like, don't be scared to, like, if that's what you want to make naturally deep inside, then by all means. But if you actually like want to break out and do something different, just don't be scared. Do it.
Do it.
Get it out the way. Like, what's the worst that could happen? They don't like it. Okay, next.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna die.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting here chopping it up with outrageous Karina.
I'm over here at 89.5 Ozcat Radio Underground Slaps with DJ FLASHBACK.
If they ain't respecting your movement, they being fake. Hasta la vista, no habla inglés. If they come around when you buzzing.